Welcome to Black and Gold Today, brought to you by Ray Brandt Infinity. I'm Rachel Whittaker. We're heading Midwest today for Saints-Bears analysis with Bears writer Rich Campbell of the Chicago Tribune. Rich, nice to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rachel.
Well, these 5-8 teams have had underwhelming seasons. Bears wideout Brandon Marshall even said they shouldn't face off on national TV Monday night. So, from your perspective, what's been the biggest surprise about the Bears this season?
This is our third consecutive nationally televised game, and what the nation is getting used to is an underachieving offense. And the Bears last season, in Mark Trestman's first year as head coach, they were third in the NFL in yards per play. They gained 6.18 yards per play. This year, it's down. They're ranked 17th. They brought all 11 starters back from last year's offense, and it just hasn't clicked. Jay Cutler hasn't ascended in his play. They haven't had any type of balance in the running game, and they've had some injuries on the offensive line. That was a big part of last year's success. Health up front, it's been the opposite this season. So you have all this money invested on the offensive side of the ball, and that hasn't been able to carry a defense that is still rebuilding. And what you get is a 5-8 record, and they're already eliminated from the playoffs.
Right, and you mentioned the run game. Matt Forte only had 13 carries for 26 yards in their last time out. Puts even more pressure on quarterback Jay Cutler. He leads the NFL with 21 turnovers, so that lack of balance does not help him at all, right?
Right, and it doesn't make sense because you look at Matt Forte, he's a Pro Bowler at running back. He does everything for them. He's an every down player, good pass blocker, runs with excellent strength, balance, vision. He's the total package. And rather than put the game in his hands, Mark Trestman has insisted time and time again to put it in Jay Cutler's hands and really wants to be a pass-first offense, eventually get around to establishing the run. In the Thanksgiving game against Detroit, they ran 7 times compared to 51 dropbacks. That included 12 consecutive passing plays coming out of halftime down only 10 points. So you really have an offense here that wants to throw the ball. It doesn't make a lot of sense given Cutler's inconsistency. And Mark Trestman and general manager Phil Emery have talked about this balance throughout the season, the need to have it, but they haven't backed it up with play calling, and it really has the city up in arms why they can't realize that Forte is the best weapon to go to beat opponents rather than putting it in Jay Cutler's arm and testing some of that decision making and patience that really has been inconsistent all season.
Right, that the importance of balance is just huge, and Sean Payton and the Saints have tried to lean on that as well, we know. So the Saints really need this game for a playoff push, so we'll see if the Bears can play spoiler. The Bears have only made the playoffs once in the past 8 seasons. So, well, Rich, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Rachel. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Designing luxury with children in mind could be a little excessive, but we found the perfect balance with the Infiniti QX60, featuring effortless third-row access.
Welcome back. Well, Tuesday, Joe Morgan was waived, and now the Saints appear to be benching safety Kenny Vaccaro. He hasn't had the greatest second season, missing tackles and committing the most penalties through 13 games. Monday, he said he knew the defense needed serious improvement.
Those guys that are here before us, they laid the foundation. They're the reason why our expectation level is so high, and we got to withhold that, and that's the standard that's expected. So, I mean, he's right, man. I wasn't here when they won the whole thing, and I mean that's the standard. So, whatever I got to do to get to that, I'll do it. As we're not playing like we need to. So, if everybody's buying in, we wouldn't have lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So,
you just to buy in and lose a game.
Like everyone buys in, how do you lose? Sean's going to do what he needs to do, but whatever's going to help this team win, that's what I want him to do.
Tune in Thursday when we're back at Saints camp with much more. See you then.